Hello and welcome to Frequency Bone Summer Music Connection 11, Making the Most of What You Have, Video 9. In Video 9, I'm thinking, has at least two titles. One of them is, are you making the most of what you know? And a good way into that is the question, what have you done with what you know? And what have you done with the lessons you've had? Think about that. What have you done with the lessons you've had? Someone who really is into what they're doing, they're driven, they just can't wait to get to it with that kind of attitude because, frankly, they love it. And they want to grow as an instrumentalist, as a musician, and as a person. But just looking at it at the level of being a better player. What are you doing with all that you've been given? In this day and age, people are given so much, I don't know how they're making the most out of any of it, frankly. Sometimes here's another instance where less is more. When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of lessons. Every lesson that I had, when the teacher told me to do something, I dove into that territory. I didn't know when I'd have another lesson. And not only that, I wasn't taking what they gave me just to show them by the next time I came to the lesson, look what I could do. Sure, that was part of it, but I never knew when that was going to be sometimes. So I wasn't doing it for anything outside myself. I was doing it. I wanted to develop that. I wanted to gain that ability, that technique, that feeling of, let's say, a legato or a tone that could be expansive or have a better high range or play cleaner, whatever the territory might be. And of course, anyone who wants to improve in anything knows that that takes time. But that's not a burden to the person who is driven and compelled to do it. So someone can be throwing hundreds of seeds, meaning hundreds of techniques, hundreds of bits of information, hundreds of different this, that, or the other, and not grow anything. Not really have a farm with crops that yield a marvelous harvest. Because the watering and the feeding of those crops is your input into them. Your daily attention to them and the quality of that nourishment from you to what you're working on will be in how you approach it. Where's your attitude? Where's your thoughtfulness? Are you just naturally taking account of all the different things, or at least a couple of them, that are happening to you while you're working on any particular thing? Can you sense when there's changes and growth? Now this opens up a whole new thing, doesn't it? for perhaps the next several videos. Could even get into this. We can start with attitude. Making the most of your attitude. Maybe we'll do that one next time. I'll suggest you have a think. A serious one for the next few days. To add to your journal of making the most of what you have. Think about, what have you done with what you know, and what have you done with the lessons you've been given?